Hello everyone, I'm Abdullah Ayaz. I'm today here to tell you all about our Climate Care, which is our startup idea. Climate Care is basically a mobile app based solution to climate change. Climate change is basically caused by many factors, and most of those factors are because carbon emissions. So, Climate Care is a mobile application that will help users to reduce their own carbon emissions. So we have made this model so people can work on their carbon footprint on an individual level. But if we can attract a large amount of users to our app, then we can eventually create a great impact that will eventually help us reduce climate change. So in our application, we have many tools. So let me just start by describing the user flow of our app. The user will create an account on our application, and he or she will be asked to answer some multiple choice questions about their daily routine. So through those questions, we will be able to calculate uh, where they stand on the climate, the carbon emission footprint. So we will be calculating the carbon emissions from those responses, and when they will be done with the questions, they will move on to the home page screen. In the home page screen, they will see that their carbon emissions, which is calculated by their answers, and the global emissions and country wise emissions of their country is displayed and compared on a graph. So in that graph we can show their carbon footprint, and we can also uh, keep track of their carbon emissions by what they do in future. So that is to show the data for our users. And so basically in the application we will be providing users with many tools, and each of that tool is concisely and objectively created for reducing carbon emissions. One of the many reasons that causes carbon emissions are deforestation, uses of electricity, using electric vehicles. So there are many things. So we have tried to reduce these carbon emissions by doing reverse of these things. For instance, if deforestation causes carbon emissions, then what we can do is we can do reverse deforestation by planting more plants. So one of our tool in our app is plant growth tracker. So it encourages individuals to plant a seed in their garden or a flower plant or a flower pot, and these people can add an instance of that seed or plant into our app. So what our app will do is it will help them remind of their plant and take care of that, and it will also keep track of its growth. For instance, if I have planted a seed in my garden, so the app can take a timer for the next few weeks, and it will remind me once the time will be done that you have to check onto your plant, and you have to check if it has growth, if it has grew or not. So these things will help users to take better care of their plants. Another tool we have in our application is that we can recycle the useless stuff we have. Many people have many useless stuff that we do not want and that we want to waste. So what we can do with that stuff is we can add those items into our app, and we can tell our application that what material are these items of. For instance, if I have some bottles, I can add that I have these bottles and these are of material plastic, and I can add that I have uh, these caps and these are of material aluminium. So I can add these stuff into our expert system, and that wastage reduction tool will help me make something useful out of these items by recycling them. So the response will be generated by the AI, so it will be completely accurate not completely accurate, but it will be somehow accurate for the user to do something with those things instead of wasting them. So it will help users recycle stuff, which will be the reverse of wastage. So that will also help in reducing carbon emissions. Another thing that we have, another tool that we have, is the sustainable shopping assistant. So we buy products every day, almost every day, and we do not care whether that product is harmful to our environment and our earth or not. So if we want to buy anything from the internet, from Amazon or from any e-commerce site, what we can do, we can copy the link of that product and give it to our application, and the AI system will find another similar product, but which is more eco-friendly to our environment. So you can buy that alternative product from that link that the AI will generate. So in this way, the you can buy a product which you want, but that product will be better to environment as compared to the product that you wanted to buy before. So it will help you buy smart products that are good for the environment. Another tool, or last tool but not the least, we have this electricity consumption reducer. So it asks for the monthly all the devices that a user uses in a month and their device wastage. For instance, if I have a microwave and its wastage device wattage is 175 watts, and I can add these information into our app, and our app will calculate whether I am consuming electricity above the average or below the average. So if I'm around the average, then I will be rewarded by, if I'm less or if I'm around the average consumption of electricity, then I will be awarded with points, and if I'm not, then I will be told by the application that I have to reduce because it's too much and I have to care about the environment. So I have just mentioned about points. Let me tell you all about it. So we have made this applications model in a way that by using these tools, users can earn something in return, which will help them. So if a user is updating its plant growth in the plant growth tracker and it's using the wastage reduction tool regularly, and if a user is doing these things using our tools, then she will be getting points in returns. We name those points as green coins, and a user can use those green coins in order to redeem vouchers and coupons of different brands or our, basically our business partners. We have partnered with some local businesses in Lahore that are startup companies and they need advertisements. So what we can do, we can have them onto our app and we can advertise their brand onto our app, and people can use their offers and their vouchers from our app by earning those green coins. So it's kind of a win-win situation over here. If a user do positive things for the climate, he will be getting points in return, and those points can be used for redeeming vouchers and offers of these of our business partners. So we have made this model in a way that it can sustain itself in a way. I think, I'm not really sure about it, but so these were the tools that we have into our app right now, but we obviously are thinking about expanding them and making them more accurate. So I have made an MVP for this application, and I have tested it with some of the real users around me, and it seems pretty promising. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the product is that in our application we have also created a social page. It's like a Facebook feed. It's like that we will be the users will be sharing their activities with the community, and people can interact to their posts. uh, People can comment, like, or even share their posts, and the user will be able to share pictures and text about what they're doing. For instance, if I'm planting a new seed, I can take a picture of that and I can post it onto the social page that hey everyone, I am adding a new plant into my garden. So that will help users to motivate others, and it will also inspire others to do better. So we have made this model in order to do something better about the climate, and I hope it makes a great impact. Thank you.